Guys, I'm Pushkar Mukewar. I'm the co-founder, CEO of Drip Capital. So, my background, I grew up in India, computer science grad by training, but I guess post finishing my engineering, transitioned to financial services. So, spent some years at Capital One. In fact, that was my first job, and I would say that's where I saw like how data and analytics could really be helpful towards offering credit solutions for some of the underserved segments of the market. Then I moved on to doing some consulting work. Again, ended up working with a number of financial services companies globally. So spent some time in the US, but then also spent some time in emerging markets in the Middle East and Europe. So I think that experience was super helpful in just understanding, nuances of global financial services and how it gets done, or financial services companies are operating globally. Went back to business school at Wharton. In fact, that's where I met Neil. So I think Neil's background was also largely financial services and computer science. He'd spent some time at BlackRock and in Wall Street. So after Wharton, I ended up moving back. The idea was always eventually to start my own, but spent some time in venture capital working with a number of early stage companies in India broadly. And then I think around 2014-15 is when I decided that it was sort of time to take the plunge. And then Neil actually was based in the Valley at that point, and I was sort of here. We reconnected. I think both of us were kind of itching to start our own venture. We didn't really have a specific idea, I guess, but some of our past experiences really sort of helped us identify or kind of start thinking about the problem which we had seen growing up, which was that small businesses have a hard time getting access to credit, and this problem is maybe more pronounced in emerging markets. And I think combining that with some of the experiences both of us had in terms of really leveraging data and analytics to solve credit needs, and also on the investor side, how investors in the US and developed markets were hungry for yield, and they were looking at ways in which they can earn yield, right? So all these things kind of combined to towards sort of starting Drip Capital and what we do now.